Hello, good evening everyone. Yes, this is not the usual day for NOMEX Racing here on my channel, but I'm just filling in for tonight. Your usual commentator, the main man himself, your regular guy here, Chappie, is unable to make it tonight, so I'm just filling in for him for the one night only, and it's Formula 2 night. I'm not entirely used to the rules of this particular league, so we'll be finding out as we go along. However, one thing I can say is I love a bit of Formula 2, as in driving these cars. I think it closes the grid too, because there's only so much you can get out of an F2 car, but we'll see. One shot qualifying too, so no mistakes can be made. As with Formula 2 races, we have a sprint race and then a feature race. I believe the sprint race is reverse top 10 grid order, so we'll have to see. And yeah, that's about it really. Bahrain, at least it's a track that I very much know, although to be fair I know them all. But yeah, Bahrain, I'd say top 5 in my favourite circuits. I don't know whereabouts in the top 5, but definitely up there. Very big fan of Bahrain. And as we know, of course, in this particular version of Formula 1 or F1 20 whatever, in this version of F1 24, Bahrain quite heavy on the tyre wear, at least in Formula 1. So it'll be interesting to see how the F2 cars handle it. I think we all love an F2 race. If you're a sado with no life and doesn't touch grass like me, you'll be a fan of the real life Formula 2, Formula 3. Yeah, all of the feeder leagues, if you want to call them that, including, of course, what was formerly known as the W Series. Big fan of that as well. I also like to watch a bit of Indy NXT. So I'm a Jamie Chadwick fan, of course. One of my favourite drivers. Definitely probably one of the top 3 female drivers in the world right now. I think Abby Pulling and Sophie Flores would be up there, certainly. So yeah, I do follow the other single seat open cockpit races. I don't know how many we've got in tonight. I don't have a clue. All I know is the start time. It's nice to see some regular names though. We've got Taffy, Shane, Craig, Reese, Ace, Ice One, Bucko. I believe Gagley's going to be in here at some point. So people that I know at least, and I know what sort of pace they've got in a Formula 1 car. Aside from being commentator, I'm actually quite tempted to enter this league as a driver. It's been a long while since I've raced competitively, and I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind going into a Formula 2 league, that's for sure. So there we go then. Still picking our teams here and our drivers. Taffy there representing España with picking the Campos Racing. I'll just have a quick look at the old we're just Pandaman Gaming's literally just got home, so he'll be a couple of minutes. I'm just going to have a look at the current championship standings. And now Reese is in front with a total of 71 points, and the amazing Lou 37 points in second. Fishy Flopper with 25 in third. Ice One in fourth on 25. Gagley got 24. 22 for Dangerous Dave. Tim on 22. So there's plenty in there. And we'll look at the constructor standings right now. It's being dominated by MP Motorsport, of course, which is Reese's team on 95 points. The ARTs on 62 though, not that far behind. We've got High Tech on 48, Invicta on 31. I've got Prima Racer on 24. No points so far for Campos Racing. Hopefully Bucco and Taffy can change that. Of course, if you didn't know, I am a honorary Spaniard, I guess. My second nationality. And we are we're just waiting for a last couple to get in. They are running a bit late, but they have left a message in the chat to let us know, so that's important and that's good. So we've got Lee coming in. Good to see. How you doing, Lee? I hope you're well. Not a driver I am familiar with. We'll see how he gets on. Message on my phone, just quickly have a look. Oh, Lee's spectating. Okay. I thought he was going to be racing. A little surprise. Waiting on. We've got Thanos to come. Pandaman Gaming, of course, and Gagley by the looks of things. Still yet to join. Someone called Angelina, who I'm not familiar with. That could be Lee. Angelina, I don't know. But we'll see. I'm just looking forward to a good race. And see these absolute tanks that are F2 cars around Bahrain. far as the circuit goes, it's Bahrain. It's pretty standard. Lots of runoff. It's quite difficult, yeah, to DNF around here. However, it's quite easy to spin especially on certain corners. For example, the long right-hander at the end of sector 2. Quite easy if you take too much curb to spin out there. Also the chicane through turns 1, 2, and 3, and the hairpin at the first hairpin at the bottom of the hill. Yeah, very easy to spin in certain places on this track, especially with the tyre wear. Seen it many a times, and I've done it many a times myself. You got to be a little bit careful. Although, as I say, there's a lot of runoff, so the likelihood of you DNFing because of you making a mistake is quite low. Because of that reason, safety cars normally are quite rare around Bahrain. It's normally first lap. If something happens, first couple of laps. But apart from that, yeah, because no one's DNFing, it's very rare that we'll get a safety car in. So here we go then. I don't know who's going to be favourite here. Just going on the weekend league times of the people that I know, I would say Reese would probably be the favourite. Although I'm probably also doing a disservice to everyone else there. As I said, it's Formula 2, so it's not like you can get a lot more out of the car than anybody else. So just waiting for everybody to sell. It's going to be a one-shot. And we'll have a sprint race and a feature race, of course. As I mentioned, we are running F2 rules. We'll get on with whoever we can for qualifying, with it being a one-shot, of course. And we'll see them round. Hopefully they don't invalidate or anything. That's the pressure of a one-shot too. You've got to push it to the limits and get the maximum that you can out of the car, but you always run that risk of, invalidating your lap time. So you have to get the balance right. So we're going to go with Reese. Let's get the track map on. And we're going to go on board with Reese. So through the chicane there, as we've got towards the end of sector 1. Currently the fastest on track. Those times will move as people, those positions will move as people either speed up or slow down. You can see nice and smooth. Nice track just to get the maximum out of your vehicle. On the soft tyre. Very, very different sounding, the engines in Formula 2. Through Stroll there, and you know. Look at that, all the way off the track as much as you can be without invalidating, maximising the track weight. Towards the end of sector 2 now. This is the corner. Now Reese has took it nice and wide. No, not overly going for it, but that inside curb there can be a little bit problematic during a race. That turn as a whole can be problematic too. Maybe about finishing your lap now in Formula 1. So, as you can see, these cars are a little bit slower. There are Formula 2 cars though. And Reese is putting a 1:39.4, first to finish. Craig has invalidated. Here comes Ace. Last one to put his time in. That's a big lead there that Reese has got through qualifying. And that will be it for qualifying. Very, very quick. As I said, it's a one shot M&M qualifying, and Reese putting it on pole position. Fortunate there, Craig. As I mentioned, it's very easy to just overcook it on one corner, and that's qualifying basically over for you because of the way it works under a one shot. Big British contingent here tonight. DRS does exist in F2 if you didn't know. It's always there if you can stay within a second. I do think that there'll be a really close pack here, but we'll have to see. Hopefully lots of action. I think after that qualifying you can see that Reese is certainly a clear favourite for this, both the sprint and the feature race. Looking really solid. That was a phenomenal qualifying time there. So our first race will be 12 laps, and the feature race will be 16. Here we go with the oops, wrong one, with the formation lap, and as we can see, everybody on the hard tyres probably going to try not to pit in at any time, which is understandable. See all the liveries. You see a lot of Red Bull liveries in Formula 2, that's for sure. And also, as you can see, as I mentioned before, oh, and there's a little spin already, that's from Pandaman Gaming. For the sprint race, it's a reverse order of the top 10, normally. Because we've got 8 drivers tonight, that's fully reverse order. So Reese is going to have to move through the pack here. Oh, and another spin there. Oh, and into the wall. Got to be careful with it. These cars are very temperamental. You can see a lot of donuts being done. Craig up front then. He's going to start on pole position for this sprint race. He's going to take us off the line, and hopefully he's going to be quite quick off the line. We do want to see a close competitive race, if possible. So back to the start finish line on the grid. You see big gaps opening up, although they have been put back onto the grid. I think they were running a little bit too slow. The Bossman Ace on the front row of the grid. Everyone just finishing lining up here. There's Bucko. I don't think he's going to stop in time. Oh, just about. Oh, went a bit too far there, as you can see. Been put quite far back. So, here we go then. Lights are out, and we are underway for this sprint race. Oh, and Bucko straight into all, and Ace straight into our wall. Reese up to third already. Caution in sector 3, not getting off the line too good there. And maybe put a little bit too much in that. You see Reese up to 4th already. Looking to pass as quickly as possible. About to get past on the inside. Yeah, he's had to run quite wide there. It's very aggressive driving from Pandaman. The top three have moved away slightly. Let's get on board with Pandaman Gaming here in third position, as you can see. Almost a second gap already. And just over a second gap there between Craig and Taffy. Reese looking to throw it round the outside. Not a lot of room here. Oh, almost had a little touch there. Looks like Reese is struggling a little bit. I think there was a slight collision there between Pandaman and Reese. Ice One being very generous there. Let's go back up to the front two, and we've got Taffy chasing Craig now. Craig now holding that 1 second gap. Doing very well. You see large gaps already opening up. As they come down towards the second to last corner. A sharp right-hander. This is Dirty Taffy here in second position. We finished the first lap of the race, and Craig has managed to keep it on at the front there, which is he'll be very happy about. Here comes Reese then, looking to make a pass on Pandaman Gaming. Takes it down the inside. He's going to brake late. That's nice. Oh, a little bit of a late break there from Ice One. But Reese now up into third position. Taffy 1.6 behind. It's the gap's starting to open up there. Almost 2 seconds now. As we see Craig at the front. We're right on board with him for a few corners. Looking very, very good. That's nicely done. You can take a little bit more there through that corner. I like to call it stroll. Let's check these guys out. Getting close now to Taffy, Reese and Pandaman Gaming. Ice One just dropped off a little bit there in fifth position. So going to be interesting to see Pandaman Gaming now just dropping off a little bit too. Reese closing the gap. He's looking to get past Taffy. He's had a really good exit, lots of grip. He's just going to do enough, I think. Yeah, he's through. And now up into second position, Reese from 8th. Craig's still in first though. He's got a 2 second lead. Reese is going to have to close that down. And we'll see if he does. Very difficult. And Dreamer's joined. I'm afraid you're a bit too late, mate. You missed out. You might get in for the feature race though. You never know. As you can see, the line that Reese is taking is going a lot wider, giving himself a lot more track into each corner. Gives him a better minimum speed and a greater exit out of the corners. He's right on board with him now. The gap has opened up. You see the big battle right now is for third position between Pandaman and Taffy. Looking very close between these two. Taffy has dropped off quite a bit. He had a good first lap, but it's been difficult since then. Under a lot of pressure, ran slightly wide there. Reese has got the gap down to a second now. Going to be looking to really put the pressure on if he can. And as you see, Pandaman Gaming making a slightly risky move, but looking decent. But Taffy's got the inside line. We're going to have to see how they fare after this corner. Yeah, Taffy's just pulled out a little bit there. Didn't want to overly risk it. I can understand that. Back up to the top two then, and here's Reese. He's only half a second behind Craig now. Craig's done phenomenally well for the first 2 laps of the race. And he's just got to keep this going. He's definitely on for a podium, that's for sure. Reese does look like he's in a league of his own right now. And with that DRS, really putting the pressure on. And he's managed to get through quite easily. Let's go down to Taffy then. He's managed to keep within DRS here of Pandaman Gaming, which will give him bit of a boost, because he'll be able to use that DRS to keep up, making it extra difficult for Panda Man, who's dropping back from that top 3, look. From the top 2, sorry. Reese almost gapping Craig already. That's he's looking really quick. And Ice One's looking now to try and close the gap on Taffy here. He's just dropped out of DRS. Here comes Ice One, and we'll get on board with Ice One, who looks like he's going to be the next one to try and pass. And we've got caution in sector 2. Jimmy Bucko, I think. It might be, no, I think it's actually Ace. Kept it going okay, so no problem there. Bucko with a disastrous start to this race has really harmed him here. He had a good chance. He was up there on the grid for this race because of the reverse grid. Unfortunately though, yeah, not the greatest start to a race you'll ever have. Just a reminder, we're right on board with Ice One right now, who is looking to chase down, oh, ran a bit wide there, looking to chase down Taffy, and he's closing the gap, but not by a great deal. Pandaman Gaming is going to be looking also to close that gap on Craig if he can, but Craig seems to be keeping him honest here. Reese looks a class above right now though, look at that. Gap almost 3 seconds. Nice one. He's within 2 seconds, he has dropped back slightly though. Taffy is closer to the car in front. And there you see the gap. And you can just see Shane behind, and Ace will be behind him. Apologies. Taffy's keeping the gap to Pandaman as close as he can. You would think that Ice One, with the way that he's driving right now, will probably catch him at some point. Not a long race though, 12 laps, so you've got to get it right. You don't want to overdo the tyres, and then you're going to be screwed at the end of the race. The gap now to 2 seconds again, 1.9. He's a bit of late braking there from Ice One has allowed him to close the gap down to under 1.7, but yeah, very difficult. Not the greatest cars in dirty air either. Pandaman Gaming now took 3/10 out of Craig that last lap. He's going to have to get a move on as we approach the halfway point of this race. We've only got 1 lap to go before the halfway, and very interesting to see if he can if Craig can keep Pandaman Gaming behind him. Gap up to 3 seconds again. Nice ones. He got it down to 1.2, back up to 1.4. Caution in sector 2. I think that's Bucko. He's having a bit of a stinker of a race right now, and we'll be looking to just, if he can, just finish here and then go again for the main feature race. We'll have to see. But yeah, the closest gap on track is Ice One. He's about a second behind, less than a second now, coming out of the corner. Although that late braking into the corner has compromised the exit ever slightly. You say he's in striking distance within about a lap or so in terms of DRS, so just got to be careful on the tyres. You don't want to overdo it on the tyres. We don't know, you know, you could end up sliding all over the place if he goes too much on them. Reese very much in control at the front from Craig. Pandaman Gaming got that gap down to 2.3 seconds. I think Ice One might be pushing just a little bit too much in terms of through the corners. He's just go for a bit smoother rather than trying to brake late. As you can see, when he goes through those corners nice and smooth, closing the gap. We're past the halfway point now, lap 7 of 12. Less than 6 racing laps to go. Gap down to 1.4 to the car in front of Taffy. Keeping an eye on Pandaman Gaming as well. Gap 2 seconds now to Craig. Craig's done well. He's keeping it in front, and he's keeping Pandaman Gaming honest. But we'll have to see whether that's enough. Again, slightly slower out of that corner. Ice one. He needs to be slowing fast out rather than braking late. Because the gap again has gone up to 1.5 seconds. Pandaman Gaming now almost within DRS range. As you can see, closed the gap very nicely. Has had a really good lap here. Reese almost 10 seconds in front already. He started in 8th position. He's looking very strong. It looks like it's going to be tight. Will he get DRS here, Pandaman Gaming? That's going to be the question. Not sure whether he will. No DRS. He's going to have to wait until this next DRS zone. But in fairness, he's really closed the gap. Less than a second. He's got to just keep it at less than a second. Get that DRS, and he'll be. There we go. DRS enabled. He'll be right on the back of Craig here. He'll be looking to make a pass as soon as possible. Could probably do it after Stroll in the second DRS zone. Very close right now. Another caution in sector 2. I think that's Bucco just moving over. Oh no, not moving over. It is another bit of a spin for Bucco. Things go from bad to worse there. Or the driver in 8th position right now. So Pandaman knows a good exit here, and there's a distinct possibility that he can get through, and he does. It looks like he's going to go through. Nice and easy there on Craig. Not a lot Craig can do to defend. That is a very, very difficult spot he's been put in. He's just got to try and keep close and keep within DRS. Ice one now has dropped back to 1.9 behind. So maybe push those tyres a little bit too much. Pandaman Gaming already opening quite a big gap now. Half a second. It's not going to be enough though. As Craig had a decent corner there. He's going to have DRS, which you would imagine is going to just close the gap up enough that he'll have DRS again in the next zone. Yeah, get back down to about half a second. So just got to keep on the back of Pandaman Gaming if he can. And if he does that and just keeps within DRS, it's going to move him along quite nicely to those behind him. In fairness, it has been an excellent drive from Craig. He's done very well. Of course, he started on pole, but that's because of the reverse grid. I'm sure this will give him a bit of confidence going into the feature race. The fact that he's very, very competitive. And Ice one now gap to 1.2. We've got a gap of 1.6 between Shane and Ace too. And that's Craig just out of DRS now. Let's go down and look at the boss man himself. Ace, there's gap 1.9, 2 seconds-ish. Just drop back slightly. Of course, we've got over 3 laps left. Almost 3 laps. Exactly for Reese in first position, and Bucco too. It looks like Reese has gone through. Couldn't give Bucco DRS. funnily enough. Craig's still only a second behind. We're currently watching Ice One attempting to chase down Taffy. He's got within a second, but I don't know whether he's going to get DRS. Doesn't look like it, so that's going to be tough. Craig, though, did get DRS and has managed to close the gap again. As I say, it's been an excellent race so far for Craig, after what would have been a massively disappointing qualifying session, and it will give him lots of confidence going into the feature race. Anything, he's just closed the gap. You know, it was 1.4. Oh, and that's he's ran really wide there though. That's going to cost him some time. Hopefully not too much, as we see Bucco again struggling around Stroll. Just over a second. I think that's just out of DRS. I'll have to see. There's Bucco just up the road. We'll see if Craig does get that DRS or not. I don't think he will. No. Oh, and oh! Somebody in a wall there. I think that could have been Ice One. Yes, I think it was. It's quite a big mistake there. As we see Ace go through on Shane. There you go. Lovely stuff. Taffy has left the session. Oh! That's some very strong defending. Where are they? There they are. Ace did get through, and bit of strong defending going on there. So it looks like Ice One's going to pass Taffy now. Taffy, of course, with that connection issue. Always something that could happen with iRacing. And yeah, there goes Ice One up into 4th position. 3 seconds behind. He's probably not going to have enough time to chase down either Craig or Pandaman here, with just 2 laps to go. As you see, go down to the battle here for 6th position between Ace and Shane, teammates, but not acting like it this race. Very hard racing between these two, and it's not a bad thing either. That's good to see. Of course, we had the controversy on Sunday between Tim and King Panda. Not helping each other in qualifying, and in the race they came together a couple of times. Few touches, you know, it's tensions are high in that Red Bull camp at the weekend. Shane has managed, if he can manage to keep this within a second. I'm not sure if he has there. I don't think he'll get DRS. That was the detection line that you saw. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to get DRS here. We're on the final lap of the race. And let's have a look at Reese here. Looking very strong. As soon as he took 1st place, he looked on a different level. He had a really good first lap, managed to get up to 4th position. Took him a few laps to get up and get past Craig in 1st position at the time. But it's looking really good now. Look at that. He's got almost 18-second gap. And it's been quite the procession for him over the last 8 laps or so. He's going to be extremely happy with this. Starting at the back of the grid. And he knows he's starting at the front of the grid for the feature race too. So definite favourite. He looks a cut above everyone else right now. Really enjoying his time here around Bahrain. Also great practice. Just in general, just to get laps in. Okay, an F1 car doesn't handle the same, doesn't feel the same, but just to get used to the track. You know which corners are coming next. How far roughly it is from one corner to the next. Always important. Where he comes now. Down the second to last straight into the final corner. He's going to be well happy with this result. It's going to be a very strong first place here for Reese. Look at that. A little victory weave as Pandaman Gaming is going to take second place by the looks of things. But look at third and fourth. That's going to be a great team effort from Craig and Ice One. Reese carrying himself very well today. There goes Pandaman Gaming and Craig and Ice One. Taffy not far behind to round out the top five. That's a good podium for Craig and Pandaman Gaming too. Ice One not quite able to close that gap on Craig. Be happy with fourth though, I imagine. Bucko already finished. These will be the last two over the line. It's going to be the teammates of Ace and Shane after that very hard fought battle. But there we go. That's the sprint race. And we're just on board now with Ace. Finished 6th position. Reese with driver of the day, or driver of the race, because we've got another race. He did very well, of course, from 8th on the grid to 1st. And let's see there. So maximum points so far for Reese. Looks pretty unstoppable right now. It's going to take something drastic to stop him. I'd be interested to see if Pandaman can stay within DRS for a few laps. You don't know. He might have a chance. I'm surprised Ice One isn't a little bit further up too. He's definitely got the pace in him. But we'll see. Going into the feature race. Very good result though for the Invicta team there. So we're just getting to the session end and we'll be ready to go for the feature race. 16 laps around this Bahrain circuit. Everybody getting ready for this feature race. I'm looking forward to this one. This is the calm before the storm. Nice and bright. No chance of rain in Bahrain. It's not something that you see ever, really. It'd be like getting rain in Jeddah. You might get once every 1,000, 2,000 years. It's not very common. I do wish they'd bring some classic circuits back into the game, though. I mean, wouldn't we just love to see Malaysia, Hockenheim, Turkey, for example? You know, there's just 3 there. South Africa. There's loads of circuits that they could bring in that have been used previously and aren't currently on the calendar that I think they should put into the game. So here we go, formation lap again, and we shall see what tyres everyone's running here. Oh, no, we don't want that, we want that. So Reese has gone out on the hard tyre, going to do a long stint. Everyone else out on the soft tyre. It'll be a very shorter stint. So Reese is looking to just open the gap, go long on the hard tyres. Could be, at least in the short term, an advantage for the likes of Ice One and Pandaman. Nice to see that Dreamer did get in there. We'll be starting from the back of the grid because he didn't qualify, of course. Just slightly late, but something to aim for, the old last to first challenge. But yeah, as I was saying, the the lack of classic tracks is slightly annoying. I especially miss Malaysia for obvious reasons, if you know me. I'm actually half Malaysian, so it's a track that I miss racing on. Hockenheim is one of my favourite tracks. Yeah, there's loads of different places. They should even put the Nürburgring in there, I think. At least, I mean, maybe not all of it, but at least some of it. So we're lined up again on the grid. Feature race time, Pandaman Gaming. That's going to be costly there. Just overdoing it. Shane too. Going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see Craig there as well. Overdoing it on the start. See if Craig can get through the pack here. And that's a jump start from Dirty Taffy and from Pandaman Gaming. So drive-throughs for two drivers. That's not the ideal start, that's for sure. Everybody got away cleanly there, though, which at least is something. But yeah, drive-throughs for our current race leader, Pandaman Gaming, and the Dirty Taffy in fourth is not exactly what they would have been hoping for. As you see, Craig trying to go through, Ace defending well. Oh, and that's a big spin from Ace there. Must have took too much curve and too deep into the corner. It was a horrible one. As Dreamer and Shane here in 5th and 6th, really going for it. Reese now, almost having a touch at the back of Pandaman Gaming. That was very close. Has to be careful. Doesn't want to get any sort of damage. Pit stops take a lot longer here in F2 as well. You don't have the same pit crew as in a Formula 1 car. You've got less people working. Going down the inside then. There we go. Reese into first position. Oh, a bit of a collision there. I think Reese went into the... Oh, yep, Reese is out of the session. He's had a connection issue there. I think he took damage too. This could be trouble for Reese. As you can see, the two drivers coming in to serve their drive-through penalties, which means Ice One is up into first position. Takes an early lead of this race as we just start lap 2. Not that ideal taking a drive-through after one lap. Of course, no changes in terms of tyres or anything. It's literally you drive through the pits at the pit limit speed. So it's not even as though they can stop and go onto hard tyres and try and make them last for the rest of the race. Facts are that they're going to have to take a stop at some point, you would imagine, especially on those soft tyres. As now Craig goes through on Reese. Reese, with the connection issues, down into 4th position. Obviously it's not too late for him to jump back in. Probably still win this race if he wanted to. No DRS enabled until the start of the next lap, I believe. I love the rear wing on the F2 cars. I don't know, there's something about it with it being curved and stuff. I just think it looks really nice. In terms of just visuals, yeah, these cars are great to look at. Let's see then. This is the battle for first position between Dreamer and Ice One. DRS enabled right now, I believe. So they'll get it after turns 1, 2 and 3. As Dreamer positioning himself to make the pass as soon as possible. We'll see if he can do it here. There we go, DRS enabled. Ice One in front, running very, very wide line that we saw Reese taking. And all he has to do is stay quite close here, and he'll have a chance at passing. If not in this DRS zone, then I would imagine on the start-finish straight he's going to have a good chance of getting through. Reese tumbling down the standings. Looks like Bucko's going to make the pass too. Craig up to third position after that excellent sprint race, finishing third. Still got 9 runners. Of course, we know that Reese is currently being run by an AI, so we'll be dropping places. Yeah, Dreamer just staying on the back here. Good exit. Again, Ice One really pushing. You can see that exit from Dreamer is better. Although now he's gone slightly wide, he's going to be losing time here. Yeah, you can see Ice One just pulling away ever so slightly, moving over because of the DRS. And Dreamer's followed him. Ooh. Dreamer's gone round the outside there, 2 trailer park girls, and he's gone through. Now it's up to Ice One. What can he do to battle back here from Dreamer in first position? He's very close. Is he going to look to make the pass here around the outside? No, he's just tucking in behind, which I can understand. We've got a massive battle on at the back here. Is he Pandaman Gaming? Is in the pits. Hopefully not to retire. Hopefully just to take the pit stop and then go again. Ace in 7th position. We'll go Reese in 6th, as we know. AI controlled right now. Bucko, there he is in 5th. Looking to close the gap. 2.1 behind Shane, who's 5.5 seconds behind Craig. Craig not too far behind this chasing pack. And if this front 2 in this chasing pack of 1, and if he can just close the gap ever so slightly, let these 2 at the front battle, slow each other down, he could have a chance. The problem is he's not got DRS, and there's always going to be a car in front of him with it as it stands. So we'll have to see. He's done all right. He's got within a second almost. Here's Reese's back. So got a lot of work to do, Reese. Look forward to seeing him move through this pack, hopefully. Craig, did he get DRS there, Craig? Not quite. You see, that's the slight disadvantage that he's at, and we can see Shane pitting in just behind there and gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's poor form there, unfortunately, from Shane. It's going to cost him big time. Gap now 1.3 from Ice One to Craig. Good teamwork though. Both up there again. 3rd and 4th in the sprint race. Looking right now at a double podium in this feature race. Ice One needs to somehow get Craig into close enough to get DRS, but without dropping too far back himself. Put Dreamer under real pressure. Of course, one of these 2, whether it be Ice One or Craig, is going to have to pit in either a lap earlier or a lap later than they would ideally like to. Either going to take the softs 1 lap well, 1 lap more than they enjoy, or they're going to take the hard tyres one lap more. We'll have to see about that. as Shane goes through on ace. That's 6th position. They had a real battle in the sprint race. Caution in sector 2. Bucko doing a lot better this race as well. He's put that behind him, and he's having a real good go here. Again, Craig not quite able to get within the RS of the 2 in front. With 6 laps down, or well, 5 laps down. We're on lap 6 of 16. I would imagine that these soft runners are going to be looking to pit in pretty soon. We saw the hard tyres do 12 laps in the sprint race. Now, whether they've got another set of hard tyres, you would say yes, just because Reese started on them. So at any point now, I imagine that they're going to be pitting in. It's a question of who goes first out of Ice One and Craig. You put Craig in first and try and get an undercut. Do you bring Ice One in at the same time as Dreamer and Craig has to wait his turn? It's yeah, very difficult to call right now. As you see Ace in the pits. Just been passed by Taffy and Panda Man. The gaps opening up in certain stages of this race, certain positions. But this gap at the front has pretty much stayed the same since Dreamer got into first position. He's not managed and not been able to pull away from Ice One. Caution in sector 3 right now, and Craig has decided to come in early. He's going to try the undercut here. It'll be interesting to see how he can make this undercut work. Reese still not out of this, but he's got to close that gap, and he's on the hard tyres, which you would imagine will be right now performing better than the softs. The softs will be just about done, I would imagine. Ooh, Dreamer there. As Ace lets him back through, I think that would count as an illegal overtake. Just let him back through there. Doesn't want to incur any penalties. That's the right thing to do too. But yeah, Reese. 7 seconds behind. You can see closing the gap. It was 10 seconds. Only about half a lap ago, so definitely running quicker. He's got clean air now too. Craig down into 4th position. Got a nice gap though between Craig and Shane, and he's on those fresher tyres. So we'll have a look at the tyres. You see that's fresh, hard tyres. Only people not to pit in right now. All the front 3. Bucko is just pitting in. So we'll have to see if these 2 guys come in this lap. You'd imagine they've got to come in soon. Yep, looks like they are. Oh, Ice One's staying out for an extra lap. I'm quite surprised at that. Now the question is, right now, whether Craig or Dreamer's going to come out in front here. The Dreamer is in the pits as Ace has retired from the session in the pits, so we will not see a safety car. It's going to be tight. It's going to be real tight. I think Craig's going to be able to do this. And the Dreamer's got to warm those tyres up. You can see Craig's tyres already, because of oh, and that's a big mistake there, just taking too much turf, but using those fresh tyres to his advantage, already warm as well. Don't worry about the telemetry, we know that that's currently not the actual telemetry. I'd say Dreamers are about, oh, I don't know, 27 seconds behind Ice One, who has come into the pits, which means Reese will take lead of this race, but yet to pit in. He's got to use these hard tyres and really make a move here, get a move on. It's hammer time for Reese right now. Here comes both Dreamer and Craig. We'll get on board with Craig again. I mentioned the telemetry not reliable right now. Will Ice One get out in front? That is the question. Did he leave it too long? There we go. I think the telemetry's fixed itself. Yep, both Dreamer and Craig get through. A 27.4 second gap Reese has. He's on those older hard tyres. He's going to come in and put fresh softs on, I would imagine. So he's got to really, really push and get every last bit of that he can out of these tyres. You see a fantastic battle for second that could end up being the battle for first. Oh, and Craig's ran wide there. But caution is sector 2. Is that Bucko? It is Bucko. It's unfortunate. He had a good start really to this race, and just not been able to keep it up. As Dreamer runs really wide. Either that or his engine's about to blow up. I think he just ran wide. And what are the teammates going to do here? They're going to switch positions as Ice One as well, running quite wide. Be careful not to clip that curb on the inside, that can send you flying. Gap now 28.2 from Reese to Dreamer. Maybe, oh, that's Bucko with 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. He's decided to call it a day. You can see down at the bottom right hand corner, that orange dot there is Reese, and the 3 dots at the bottom are the chasing pack. His Ice One's just dropped off a little bit, managed to stay within DRS though, so that's fine. He will gain that time back. Much slower stop than in Formula 1, as I mentioned, so Reese needs to maximise the gap. He's not going to have long if he comes out behind these guys to make the pass. He lost a lot of time while he was trying to reconnect. But what that has done is made this into a very interesting race. I think Reese might come in at the end of this lap. Let's go up to Reese and see. Right on board. Ooh, is he going to come in? No, he's staying out for one more. So we'll go back down to that battle for for second position, and that's Ice One running wide. He's got to be careful. Doesn't want to drop out of DRS, because that could be the end of a potential podium at least here. We're on lap 11 of 16 for these guys. As soon as they cross the start-finish line, of course. Look at them just trying to jockey for position right now. Dreamer's done a great job. Very difficult to overtake when you've got Dreamer in front doing such a good job. Ice One's going to look to take it round the outside, but doesn't manage it. See how hot his brakes there. They were lit up like a Christmas tree there. Those brakes. You see again. See that orange behind the tyre, or well, behind the wheel. That's his brakes working overtime. Craig's gone wide again. I'm surprised there's been no penalties for track limits. As Ice One goes through, but he's just over a second behind. Let's go up again to Reese then, and let's see if this is the lap. Still managing to increase the gap, but needs to give himself something in terms of if he is overtaken. Nicely done getting into the pit lane with the limiter. I'm going to stick with him so you can see just how different a pit stop is in Formula 2. Look at that. Just the 6 guys. That's pretty quick, to be fair. They've done really well there. Is he going to come out in first position though? If he does, he's got this race in the bag. It's going to be close. He needs a little time to warm those tyres. So Dreamer's gone through. Ice One's gone through, but I don't know if he's going to be able to hold a position. Reese currently in third position. He's got those fresh soft tyres though. Imagine that. Once they get warmed up, he's gonna be looking to make a pass as soon as possible. In fact, he's not wasting any time. He's gone through already on Ice One, up into second position. He's got a 1.5 second gap, now down to 1.4, 1.3 to Dreamer in first position. It's going to be difficult to hold him off. Craig's just dropped back slightly now, 2.3 the gap between Ice One and Craig. He's going to make a pass here. He's just tucking in. I think he's going to wait. Yeah, he looks like he's going to wait till the start-finish straight. Give himself a little slingshot, and then he should have this race under control right now. Doesn't have to take these soft tyres too long or too far, and should have this race in the bag. Barring any more connection issues or something drastic, like Dreamer brake checking him or something like that, which I don't think he'll do. It's been very clean racing. What Ice One needs to do is just stay on the back here, get that DRS. Dreamer's not going to have it. So Reese has gone through as expected and will probably stay in first position for the rest of this race. But there's a huge battle on for second position. And we've got to keep focused because there's no guarantees, you know. Anything could happen between now and the end. We've got less than 4 laps to go. And we'll have to see. Reese now has pulled out a hefty lead already. 1.5 seconds, 1.6, 1.7. Is it going to beat? No, that's the Constantino effect through the corner. Look at that. 1.8, 2 seconds. He's absolutely smashing this on those soft tyres. Going to take the fast lap as well, I would imagine. And probably this lap with the DRS in sector 1 down the start-finish straight. Dreamer though with a fantastic race. Started off in 9th position at the back of the grid and has managed to get up to second. Very productive and a very close race. I wonder, how do you manage to get in qualifying? Would he have a chance of winning this? Possibly. Difficult though. I mean, Reese was slowed down significantly under the AI, so hard to say. That's a 1:40.1. That is the fastest lap of the race from Reese. quite close enough, Ice One. Taking out all of the corner if he could there. Craig's dropped down to 4.3, 4.4 behind. Looking very steady for fourth place though, Craig. So we're pleased with that. Now a third place and a fourth place. Well, for this race, he started quite far back on the grid, so yeah, well done. We've still got a few laps left though, and I think the main question now, given the difference in times and how far cars are away from each other, I think the big question is going to be who's going to take second place and who's going to be third between these two, between Ice One and Dreamer. That's why we're sticking on board with Ice One. A great view of the action. Ooh, just had to lift off slightly there, so it's a very good exit or a bet for himself, but also quite a poor one from Dreamer. This is the sort of gap that he needs to get for DRS. Anything about 2/10 and he will be able to pass. Let's have a look then. 3/10 DRS enabled. Is he going to get close enough? Not quite sure that he is. He's going to run out of road here, or is he? He's going to try and brake late, go down the inside. He has broke late and he has gone down the inside. Side by side, Dreamer managing to defend really well there. Wasn't distracted at all. I do think that'll give Ice One confidence as well though. You can't leave it until the last lap. He's got to do it on the start-finish straight of this lap, going into the last lap. There's not enough DRS for you to pass, usually, on the last lap of the race. So he's going to have to just position himself here. Just ever so slightly misjudging the corner. Don't worry about Dreamer moving across. You just race your own race. Just get in there, tuck in behind him and get past him on the start-finish straight. Would be my advice to him right now. You see, taking all the curb on the inside that you can. He's got such a good exit though, and he's got to be careful though. He kind of doesn't want to pass right now, but he doesn't want to sandbag himself too much. He's got to wait until they pass the detection zone. That's a big error there from Ice One. That's very unfortunate, and he's going to have DRS, but it's going to be difficult for him to pass now going into the last lap. He should have not worried about the overtake on the last corner. He probably should have just stayed tucked in behind and then got him on the start-finish straight. Definitely had the pace to do it. But as I say, it's going to be very difficult for him now. His DRS zone's not the longest. These are more set yourself up for the start-finish straight, but there's not going to be enough of a start-finish straight for him to pass, although he's put in the fastest sector 1 that he's had all race. Obviously low fuel will help with that. Needs a really good exit here. If he's going to do it, it's got to be now. He's got DRS. He's not going to be close enough on this straight. Is he going to be able to get close enough? He's generally been faster through this section of the track. If Panda Man goes through on Shane, although Shane with his 10 seconds was always going to finish behind. Now he's got to not worry about Dreamer's line here and just do it himself as Reese has crossed the line to win the race. We're going to stick with these two though. Let's see how close he can get. He's had a good exit. I think he's going to run out of track. It looks like Dreamer's going to take second. Yes, he is. Ice won third. Here comes Craig for fourth position. Another good showing from Craig there. Pandaman Gaming in fifth. Down the second to last straight. They're all pretty close, these three here. Fifth, sixth and seventh. Taffy just a little bit off, but he's not going to be far behind. But Pandaman Gaming going to come over the line in fifth position. Shane will finish on track sixth, but he's going to move down to seventh, I believe. Just because of his penalty. There you go. It's a 10 seconds for an unserved penalty, and we'll drop down. But what a fantastic race that was. And well done to everybody there. Nice clean racing in general, as a whole. And very well done. Well, it was nice commentating on the F2, as we see here. Reese, once again, top of the podium, absolutely dominating midweek, and takes that first place trophy. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, and I've enjoyed, as I say, I've enjoyed commentating on the Formula 2. Food for thought in the future. Might start racing in this league next season. I do like the F2 cars. And congratulations, of course, to Reese. Ice won too. And but for the feature race there, Dreamer had an outstanding run, finishing second, and fully deserved. Let's get the actual standings there, and there's the standings for the feature race. And that's it for me for tonight. You'll be back with the usual excellent commentary team next week. As I say, I'll just fill it in this week, to be fair. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed commentating. And don't forget to tune in on Sunday, where the Formula 1 Championship here at NOMEX will continue. And also, same time next week, not on this channel, but watch out for the NOMEX stream for this league, which has been excellent tonight. And I hope everyone has a great week, and I shall see you all on Sunday.